Hey everybody, Kenny here. We are finally back with our psycho character, Epoch. I finally finished the last of my build videos. So all 5 are now up. Fortunately for the last one, I had to cop out and just make like a regular build video the way I do all of my Path of Exile build videos. Just because I've had to switch over from Premiere Pro over to DaVinci Resolve, and I just don't have the knowledge with DaVinci Resolve that I have with Premiere Pro. So trying to do that build video in the style of the other 4, like I spent an entire day just on the audio, and in the end, the audio sounded terrible. So I just decided I'm like it's better off doing something that I know I can do with DaVinci Resolve rather than keep trying to do something that I have no idea how to do with DaVinci Resolve. So last time we just started up our first cycle character. We went into the first little hub town, checked on a few things that I was curious about as far as like live fixes go. So they did fix some of the things that I was worried about. In particular, like now the map no longer resets. So you get to keep your map data, which I very much appreciate. Like I'm sure when you go out into the field, like that must reset regularly just because, you know, this is a loot-based game, so they're gonna want you to keep going back out to fight and kill things and open up loot chests and all that, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen all the time. Just to check something. Just in case none of you have watched my new player guide. One of the things that I mentioned, like the last thing that I mentioned in my new player guide. So like the last thing that I mentioned in my new player guide is that there are secret doors everywhere in Epoch. So I'm curious to see if they've added any new ones with the game going live, because I'm sure that they definitely must have. But you know, like they are sneaky with some of them. Like some of them, like are things that you might not think are a door, but you could like conceptually think like might be something that you could move pass through, and which, you know, in turn turns it into a door. I'm just like looking for things that might be doors that they've added to starting area. Because most of the ones that I know about are in the later acts and the later chapters of the game, but it's possible that they've added some earlier game ones. Yes, I'm not noticing anything here, so off we go. Oh, and we actually do. We saved map progress out here too. Weird. I didn't expect that. I mean, you know, like all of the areas in last Epoch, you know, like, you know, these are handcrafted maps. You know, these aren't, you know, it's not like, you know, there's procedurally generating new maps every time. The only things that are procedurally generated are you know, the breakables and the shrines and like regular loot chests, not the special loot chests, but regular loot chests. So it makes sense for you to get to keep your map area. But it's interesting that like that this doesn't reset like if you like haven't been out in, you know, like if you've been offline for a bit. You know? Like, or you've been in town for like more than a little bit. Like, you know, like in Path of Exile, like there's timers on every area. So like, you know, if you haven't been out into the area for a bit, then it just resets. I was expecting them to do something of that line, but also the way that Last Epoch works, there's really no value in revisiting areas. You know, unless there's like a side quest to go back to do something. I guess that makes sense. Alright, so before we move forward, can I turn my damage number back on? Nope. That's still broken. Alright. Is what it is. Okay, music's on. Master sound, music. Okay, so I don't have the environmental sounds on. Oh, so what I was trying to say, for the past like week and a half, I've had an issue with my sound, with the sound on my PC. And that's a sound. I have no idea why I was thinking sound. I've had an issue with a recording on my PC, where like sometimes my PC will just crash, like if I've been recording for a while. But in order to keep myself like, because if my PC crashes while the recording is happening, then I'll just lose everything. Any progress I made, that's all gone. So anytime I hit a little milestone, I'm just going to go and stop the recording and restart it. I'll be doing that with all my playthroughs from now on until I figure out what's causing that problem. Health on kill, we don't really care about. Grab an ivory dice since it's a relic we can use right now. Gives us 21% increased crit chance. And I'm so glad that they made the change that they did. I mean, like, it's not a new change. They made this change a long time ago. But, like, there was a long period where I hadn't played the game. So whenever the change happened, I wasn't aware of, like, which of the updates did it. But at some point, before the update that added the Rune Master Mage specialization to the game, they added a... what do you call it? Oh yeah, so they changed the like when you gain your class specialty, your class specialization, because like when, so before they added the Rogue and the Acolyte to the game, like you would gain your specialization at around level 30. And then again, that stayed the case after they added those two classes to the game. But at some point after adding the Rogue, so they added the Acolyte before the Rogue. So sometime after adding the Rogue, but before adding the Mage specialization that gives you... grab these. Like the Mage specialization that gives you like the Rune Master, whatever it's called. Between those 2 points, they made it that instead of gaining your specialization around level 30, you gain your specialization around level 20, which is where it makes sense to be, since the first time, well, that's fire. Fire. Since the first time that you... not first time, what am I thinking? Since the... like, when you gain your specialization, like, the requirement for accessing it is that you have gone and invested 20 points in your base class mastery. So you need to be up to this point. Well, I'm sorry. No, you need to... yeah. You need to have made it to this point. So you need to have invested, like some combination of 20 points between here and here. And then that will be, and then that will satisfy the requirement for getting out of here. and into one of these. So, you know, so like once you unlock your specialization, then you can start investing in one of these 3 trees, you know, as you please. But things that, you know, before it like, you know, you basically would just keep investing in this tree until around level 30, and then finally gain your specialization. So you would have to unspec out of those extra skill points, get your specialization, and then go and get your first skill out of your specialization by investing in your new mastery tree. But now you gain your specialization around level 18. So between like level like 18 and 20, maybe 21, depending on how thorough you are going through areas. But yeah, but I am very glad that they made that change, because that was very unfortunate the way they had it before, like where you would basically waste 10 levels before you had access to your specialization. And mind you, we're nowhere near getting to that point yet. You know, we have like 2 chapters to get through before, and I mean 2 chapters after this to get through. Although I guess like maybe that counts as, let me think. I'm pretty sure this counts as chapter 1, like doing all of the stuff, you know, like that is the inciting event that makes the, you know, that moves the game forward. I'm pretty sure that's just considered chapter 1. And if that is considered chapter 1, then that means that the game, you know, that it should be the end of chapter 2 when you gain access to your specialty. If I'm remembering correctly. I think that's the case. So 3 potion slots, and this has 2. Oh, we found a shard. Crazy. Finding those earlier and earlier. And so back like during the original the original Kickstarter demo, like the only time, like the way that you gained all of your shards, like, you know, like they didn't use the drop in the original demo. Like the original thing was that you only got them by breaking down by breaking down your equipment using shattering stones, which I think they changed the name at some point to like Rune of Shattering, I think it's called now. They used to be called shattering stones, and you would use them to break down all the equipment in order to gain all of the mods from the equipment. But, you know, but back then, like, you know, the system was like super broken. Like, honestly, like, you can still download the original Kickstarter demo for this game, and like, you know, like, and I honestly recommend doing it because, like, you know, like, it is like broken. Like, you know, like you can do some like crazy stuff with the builds in that version of the game. I just like really early on. Oh, my controller just died. One second. Here we go. Yeah, so there wasn't any balance to the game back then, or to the crafting in that game back then. You know, in the Kickstarter demo version. So, you know, like the limits on how you craft. You know, like there was no, there was no a forging potential. You know, like that was one of the many things that they added in order to make the game, you know, to make the crafting balanced. So back then, you could just like make like these like insanely powerful pieces of gear, like almost immediately, as long as you had enough crafting materials to do it, which was awesome. Okay, so this one isn't a secret door. This thing. Okay, so none of those are secret doors. Yeah. They're also not secret doors. Okay, none of that's a secret door. It's something like I wish they would do for all the secret doors in this game. Yeah, I would like them to do the Diablo 2 secret door thing. But if you've never played Diablo 2, the way that they did the secret doors was that there would be... So so if you haven't played Diablo 2, but you have played Path of Exile, and you've ever found a dark shrine in any of the labyrinths, like the secret doors in Diablo 2 worked like that. So you know, like there would be like a switch on the wall that if you pressed it, you wouldn't really know that the switch was there unless you were like really paying attention. But there'd be a switch on the wall, and when you interacted with the switch, it would it would update the map to make it that something that was a closed off wall is now actually a revealed area. Yeah, so I would like for them to make the secret doors in this game more like that, because like, while it's cool that there are secret doors in this game, like the way that area traversal works in Last Epoch, I don't like at all. Like I really don't like the way area traversal works. And I don't mean like running around. I mean like, you see how like there's like this like fog thing here that lets you know that that's the entrance to this area. So if you move near it, you just enter it. So if you go into an area where when you enter, like like the thing to transition between the areas, if like you were moving this way when you were leaving the previous area, and then when you enter the next area, you're facing the other way, and so like where your mouse was to move forward is now where your mouse is pointed to move back into the next area. I mean, to move back to the previous area. Then you'll just go into like a little cycle of jumping back and forth through areas. Get back to to the area you already just went to. It's very annoying. And there's an area later in the game, it's much later, like chapter 8, like at chapter 8 or 9, and like it is super annoying. Like it is one of the worst things in this game. Like you go into this little tower, and and you'll end up like going on this stupid little loop of trying to fight some enemies, and then going to that next area, and then you're moving back and forth through the floors because of just terrible way that they designed the way that works. Yeah. So I really want them to change the way that, like, traversing, but make it that it's an actual, that it's like Path of Exile. Make it like Path of Exile. Don't make it that it's an area that you have to enter. Make it that you have to actually have to move all the way into the corridor that leads to the next area. Yeah, because this way is bad. It's very bad. And they've had so much feedback telling them, hey, please don't do this anymore. We don't like this. Please stop it. But they just keep on with it. Do I want to go into lethal cadence? That is the question. Twin Blade, definitely not. Yeah, I'm going to go full into Steady Hand no matter what. But it's just like, do I bother going to Swift Assassin? And we do need the extra damage. Like, we need the extra damage for what we're doing. So, let's see. We don't need to worry about anything here. Like, we're not going to be going into Twin Blade, so there's no need to go into Duelist. We're definitely not going to be doing Poison Tipped. So it's really just Sapping Strikes is the only thing to consider. Having the extra evasion is nice. Increase damage per 0.2 movement speed. I mean, there's not really a lot of movement speed in. That's the only one there. Increase movement speed with concentration. Concentration's a bow thing. Nothing in there. Only all the way at the end. Falconer. But I think that's probably... Oh, no. No, it is for you also. Yeah, but it's all the way at the end, though. So it's not worth it to go into it for that. Let's just focus on Steady Hand and Swift Assassin. Then... like 2 points in either Dodge and Parry or in Sapping Strikes. Start with Steady Hand. You have access to Smoke Bomb. Smoke Bomb is a fantastic skill. Won't be using it for this character, but it's a great skill. And both Shift and Smoke Bomb are awesome. Decoy is also very cool. And Decoy I'll probably use for a little bit, once that's unlocked. Thunderstrike there, since that's actually part of the build. Put Smoke Bomb there just for an extra skill to play around with. I've never noticed the little leaping thing with that skill before. Wonder if that's specific to the spear. And so, what happened there was I just realized as I was running this way that my broken button on my controller is the button that my flask or that my potion is bound to. So I don't have my potion on my controller right now. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Interesting. Yes, I'm hitting it directly on my keyboard now. Which the reason that I don't use my keyboard for anything, for any of my games, that like I have very clumsy hands. So anytime I play any kind of game using mouse and keyboard, like I always get confused, like what key does what, and I always have to look at the keyboard, like to remind myself like what it, like, you know, like for some reason, like if I'm looking at the game, then I see, you know, I'll see QWER, I'll see 1. And like, you know, like, but my, like, in the heat of the moment, my brain won't be able to parse what's what. So I would need to look at the keyboard to go, oh yeah, like, yeah, this is what I need to press. But, you know, in a game like this, if you look at the keyboard, you're dead. So anytime like you actually see me go and heal, it's going to have been that I run away until I'm far enough away that I know that if I move my eyes, I won't die. Hey there, side quest. What is it you've been telling me for all these years? There's too many of them. Are you alright? Over there. They've invaded some old storage. You're building something there. I'll look into it. You're out less. Stay safe. Didn't get far enough. Oh, you know. Forgetting that I have my shift. Well, I have the skill shift bound. I should be using it. I haven't been. Oh, damage numbers are on. Interesting. Have they been on the whole time? Yeah, because that's showing that they're not on. Okay. So accept this guy's quest before I go and start the side quest. Who are you? Keeper Lena sent me. Keeper Balthus is inside protecting the shard. The Osprix won't be able to pass through the inner door without a symbol to Atera. They'll break it down before long. I'll take them out. Here, I hid the symbol from them. They left me alone thinking I was already dead. Take it. It will unlock the door to the shard chamber. Please, help Balthus. Oh. That bound to the wrong key. There we go. Yeah, on my controller, I have a well, I'm using a Steam controller, and Steam controller has two touchpads on it. One on the left, one on the right. So the one on the right I use as my mouse, but I have it that like when I click on it, you know, that I use whatever I have bound as my movement skill. Whatever key I have bound as movement skill, I always put for, you know, so obviously, like, you know, I always bind anything that's movement skill to E in all of my games. I don't know how much I care about crit chance with this particular character. Since our goal is to get the Falcon Fist, you know, that's two sources of crit damage, or critical chance and crit damage that we won't have. It doesn't make sense to bother investing in crit at all. Like, we definitely want to be investing in flat damage. Well, I mean, flat damage really isn't going to help either, because flat damage can only be added to weapons. Already wearing 2 silver rings. But this one's better than this one. 1% more movement speed. I mean, dual wielding these is technically more damage. 110, 131. Oh, that's right, we can't dual wield those. I forgot. This is not Path of Exile. Yeah, so it does look like the full area respawns. Like, I wasn't sure if like the spawns I was seeing were just conditional, or if it's the way it's been, where again like the full area just respawns every time you re-enter. Just health. Yeah, but cast speed and dodge rating isn't an upgrade. Saw you head towards the storage. Are they gone? Could have warned me what they built. I didn't. Sorry, never mind that. Rest well. And so even though like Cinder Strike is such like a big part of the actual build, I don't plan on actually specializing into it just yet. Although, actually, yeah, the reason that I'm holding off, I won't have access to for quite some time, so might as well just. I mean, it doesn't make sense to invest in both Puncture and Cinder Strike, though. Like, they're both free skills. Yeah, but Puncture I technically don't even need until I have access to the skill that I'm working towards, so. Maybe we invest in Cinder Strike now. The special. Well, no, but I want that. I want the upgrade for this. Keep working on it. Yeah, 0 cost. Fire damage and blast wave. That is useful. Although we lose that dexterity. Don't want to lose any dexterity just yet. No, what I'm wearing is better.
Once I deciphered the Keeper's movements, the vaults were easy to find. Exploring them proved more challenging. Ancient stonework that could inspire even the greatest of Solarum's architects. Nearly impenetrable.
I mean, I'm certain that no one from the dev team will ever watch this. But if they do, please get rid of this. Like, not the lore thing, but like this interface. Like, when I click on this, instead, bring up a thing right here. It says, like, Singe Note. And then it gives me the option to, like, click play so I can listen to it while I move forward.
Between my engineer's finest munitions and the strength of my pet, we managed to crack one open. Only to find empty halls and vacant chambers.
And also, like, do the thing that no one in this genre has the courage to do and add a pause button to it. Please.
What would be the purpose of such a stronghold if it were to house nothing? Yet I could tell they were here, just as I predicted. They were guarding something of immense importance, something powerful. Raya will be pleased.
Because these are very well done, But in this type of game, no one wants to stop to listen. You guys have been spending years, literal years, working to fix the issues that exist in this genre. And like this is proof that you've learned nothing.
This way.
Like you understand the gameplay stuff, but you don't understand the story stuff. And the story stuff is just as important. Very few people know the stories to these games because, you know, like everyone presents them in a way that no one cares to stop to listen. Me included.
You're here to help. The Osprey slave. Protect the sun. The drink. Tread carefully.
Okay, this works now. Cool. Yeah, like this thing, like when they first added this, because you know, because this part of the game, like is new. Like this actually has this whole part with like helping this guy out. This has only been in the game for like maybe a year now, maybe like year and a half tops. Like I used to be that, like, you know, like when you would do this part. They're like you'd like go out onto like a bridge type area. And while you were out on the bridge, so while you were out on the bridge, why aren't you helping, you jerk? There we go. Hey, cool. Bonus to flurry. How dare you? You monsters. You absolute monsters. That's an upgrade there. Yeah, but like, so you'd be like, you know, you'd be out on like this bridge, and then when you got to the end of the bridge, well, not to the end, like when you got like to like the end of the part, like, you know, there'd be like this NPC there, and then like that NPC would give you the shard, and then that's how, you know, that's what would start the game off. But again, so they completely like changed the opening to do this whole like kind of like cinematic like thing where you enter this chamber and talk to him, and then they break in and you fight them off. But but this part, like half the times that I've done this part here, like this, it's been broken, completely broken. Like where like you'd get to this part. Actually, when I did my new player guide, the little tutorial section that I did, like where I ran through, where I made an online mage. Like when they did this part, it was broken when that character did this part. You know, so this thing was broken all the way until 1.0. Like where like you talk to him, and then like you know, this whole thing wouldn't happen. Like where like they would break in, and then you'd have to keep on talking to him. And then eventually, like one of the times that you talk to him, it would work, and they'd actually break in. You know, like it. So they fixed it to where like, you know, like guaranteed you talk to this guy and the thing would trigger.
That should hold them. First things first, thank you. The Ospreys grow more troublesome by the day. We've reinforced our walls, supplied our men, and taken out dozens of them. Yet, they're still here, using brute force now. The howling monster circling the vault. Yes, sir, I see you lack keeper's robes. I take it Lena sent you.
Yes, she did.
Lovely. While your help has been appreciated, I have everything under control.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean? I'm protecting the Epoch, of course.
What is this place?
Here. It's
It's a fortress, meant to keep unruly treasure hunters from locating the shards of the Epoch. Or at least it's supposed to. Drastic times.
Guards of the Epoch?
Did Rena not tell you? Huh. Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
Right. So we have our little helper dude now. Gonna summon the bees. Oh, thorns. Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll do retaliation.
The first Epoch shard is held in a fortress. Ancient Terran mechanisms hold it in place, with no one but us knowing how to enter. The second vault is deep inside the Stonefall Mountains, with traps that only the Keepers know how to maneuver. The third shard is always on the move. It uses multiple vaults. Only we possess the knowledge to open them. This is why we never call a single place home.
Yeah. Damage reflected. Nothing in the base tree. Oh, I see. Yeah, so can't invest in thorns as a rogue. It's just a sentinel thing, I guess. And I think Primalist can collect in thorns also. Thorns. No. No thorn build for us. I'm a big thorns guy. Like, mages can do some cool retaliation stuff also. But, but like, you can't invest in it in their trees. Another crit shrine. We run into 3 crit shrines with this character. I haven't seen him summon any beans. Like, usually the bees are how he does his damage. So I guess they updated his, like, his moveset. I know he has like a little like dragonfly thing with him. I think I'm talking about like actual bees. There's a unique that you can get in the game called, I think it's the Beekeeper's Gloves. And what they do is that like when you, I forget if it's like when you kill an enemy or when you hit an enemy, you have a chance to summon a bee to help you. And so you can have like a whole like swarm like following you around. But like, you know, like so he would like summon those to attack enemies. I guess they've changed. Money. Thank you. Hey. That's a bad one. For the Dex helmet for the mage. I mean, it's a good thing. Just not for this character. Definitely wouldn't be useful for my Spellblade. So they are quite a bit beyond that now. Although I could break it down for materials.
Might have to drop something.
Let me ask, for how long must we live like this? No one cared about the shards until recently. Until Riot. For now it's just him. But how much longer until Lagan seeks them out? Majasa. We uphold customs, as Itera willed. But our goddess is gone. If she knew the state of the world, would she not request us to act? To bring peace back between her children. We cannot keep the old ways. The council is scared, but nothing will change if we do not change. sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure the Epoch's safe.
Who do the keepers adhere to? Our slumbering mother, Terra? Alone? A goddess they cannot see? They sent no treasure to sea for Lagon, nor works of art south to Majasa. Were they in league with Heorot's savages? No. Their alliance seems to be a recent development. How can they claim a greater connection to Terra than us? We're the servants of Raya, the inheritor of her domain. It is blasphemy. They will burn.
Good. No.
There we go. Oh, they changed it where we had to talk to her before that happened, but just didn't wait long enough. Balthus, what happened? At ease, who was that? That was Orion, in Osprey's general. We've seen him up in their camp, but never like this. Looks like they went towards the highlands, where the Ospreys are based. But there's too many. It's no use. I'll handle it. You'll what? Go back to camp. I've got this. Yeah. I will also go back to camp. Because our bags are full. And I need to reset our... recording. Okay. And we're back. Is it true that one of them keeper heads got kidnapped? Yes, was grabbed by Drake. Saving him. They don't envy you. Heard their camp grows larger by the day. Would be nice if Grail were still here. Heard he got caught up in something in the mountains. Think you've got what it takes? The Ospreys don't scare me. Right? Guess you need to take a look at the shop. So I'm here. These. Building onto those. Armor, no. Oh. Actually, no, minion damage we definitely want. Yeah. Go and put these away. That one on. An extra regen might be nice, but we want to stack a little more if we want to start using that.
Right.
A terror's blessing.
Pardon, it isn't much trouble. Got word of some of our soldiers getting lost in the highlands. It includes my niece. She's no fighter. Like me, all she wants is to tend to the gardens. Desperate times. Are you afraid something happened? I'm worried, you know. The highlands are Osprey's territory right now. They were the scout over, but they should be back by now. Anyway, if you do find her, let me know how she's doing. Thank you. No problem.
Prayers be with you.
Alright.
Everything okay? Where's Balthus?
He was kidnapped. The Ospreys took him.
What? What happened?
Giant Drake came in, grabbing him.
That must be Orion. If he captured Balthus, he's in danger.
It was Orion.
An Osprey's general. He's the one leading the hunt for us. What happened to the artifacts Balthus was protecting?
It was taken along with Balthus.
That must be what they were after. We have to save Balthus. Get him and the Epoch back.
You know where they would go?
Their camp is not far. I'll have to organize a group. Go after him. Are you sure? I could gather soldiers. Have them come with you.
Faster if I go now.
Walk into an entire army of Osprey's.
I've got this.
Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthus back.
Yep, definitely an upgrade on that. That's funny. But they haven't fixed that bug.
No.
access to decoy now. Decoy right here.
Not happening.
Alright. Wait for the set cooldown. Cool. Found the Runa Shattering. Renegade stash. Fire damage taken on block.
Might have to drop something.
%. Versus 9%. That's just a full upgrade over that. mana, chance to find potions, and dodge rating. Product damage and cold damage aren't going to be part of this at all. Use health regen. That we can go and put this on. Okay. No 15. Oh well. We're at 16 health regen. That's like almost 10% of our life per second. Health regen. No. That spot over there.
Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, so right now my affix plans are health on hit along with health regen, vitality, dexterity, minion damage,
Not happening. have to drop something.
Yeah, flat life is probably something we want to invest in. Mana. I mean, we might want mana. Health, mana. We can toss this. It was a trap. The Osprix used us as bait. Set out a distress signal. He planned to ambush anyone who... Rest now. You did good. More regen. And, well, minion health. Minion health doesn't matter. And the crit chance doesn't either. Just that. Yeah, fire damage. I think I can put fire damage on non-weapons. Like not melee fire damage, but I think regular fire damage, increased fire damage I can put on stuff other than weapons. Yeah, it does count as a throwing attack. Alright, so let's head back to the camp. Back over. Yeah, health on hit. Damage. Health and minion damage. Regen. Parity. Regen. Parity. Mana. Health. Health. Throwing damage. Hit. Health regen. Fire damage. Health regen. Regen. Minion damage. On hit. Both on melee hit. Damage. Everything else here is a nice to have. Is it true that one of them keeper heads got... Oh, yeah. Forgot that they always just repeat. Got enough for a Shattering Stone. That. Yeah, it's difficult for me to to move over to the new parlance. Just because, you know, for so long... Like, so... The Steam version of this game... I've played for around 170 hours. The pre-release version of this game before they made it that it could only be played through Steam. That version of the game I played for around 100 hours. The demo for the game I played for like 300 hours. Like the Kickstarter demo I played for so long. So for me, like I've had so much more so much more experience like seeing these being called the Shattering Stones, that like trying to switch, you know, like trying to switch my brain over to recognizing them as Runes of Shattering has not been happening. Even though like they made that switch a very long time ago, like I still have not been able to like mentally make that changeover.
Right.
A terror's blessing.
Yes? The distress call in the Highlands turned out to be a trap. What? Where did people check that out? Are they okay? I spoke with one. They returned? They have not. Oh, Terra. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for checking in. I must recover their bodies. Once this is over, spread them into the gardens. Here for your trouble. It isn't much, but I'm grateful for you checking this out. My condolences. No checking in here. Getting back to... I have a main quest, don't I? Yeah, find the summit. Weird. I usually Like when you have a quest, an active quest, like it'll, like there'll be a thing there, so you can, I guess because there's only the one thing. That's probably why.
Not after me. Not happening.
Yeah, another crit shrine. It's so weird. More than half the shrines have been crit shrines. Yeah, I might as well build my thing now. Second. You're a bird. No bird. There's this fire thing. Let's recolor. Purple. Dyes. Focus on affixes. We want clarity and vitality. A forge as well. Throwing damage. Damage and mana cost. Fire. Physical. Penetration. Fire penetration. Physical and minion. Fire and minion. Yeah, area might be good for us. Added health, increased health, record health. head. Regen. Mana. Increase mana. In damage. You have minion, melee, and bow. Minion, spell, and bow. Minion, melee, and spell, but not minion throw for any of those. That's an oversight. Rogue, we're only interested in... Fit in that one. Fit in physical penetration with puncture. Fit in of puncture. Level of Cinder Strike. Falconry. Aerial Assault. Net. Okay. Any of those. That's what we're looking for. Okay, they haven't finished the recolor issue. And I think I can use that with that skill. From 39 to 38. Yeah, some more damage. Does work. Average attack speed, fast attack speed. $22 health regen now. Almost 10%. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Almost 10% regen. Oh, fire damage, aura. Not worth picking up.
can still feel the flame searing across me, stealing my wing and my eye. Yet, I saw it. The flames of prophecy revealed that these rats hid a treasure, one far more powerful than anyone could conceive. Every trinket I've gathered has been a step closer to this moment. The Epoch will be the pinnacle of my collection. When I present this to Raya, this power, he will finally understand how worthy I am, what I have sacrificed. All for him.
Yeah, big boss fight time.
You're here for the Epoch. Reaching me was impressive, but it's mine. Co-member wing.
Not happening.
I think Matthew Mercer is Orion now.
Not happening.
Raya! No, get me out of here!
Oh, terror. My knees. For such large creatures, those ospreys sure build a tiny cage.
You okay?
I will be, thanks to you. Let me just grab these. There. The shards of the Epoch are safe. I was worried for a moment.
Mentioned those before. What are they?
The Epoch. Oh, it's a Terra's most sacred artifact, holding great power. The power to travel through time.
Excuse me?
If Raya were to get his talons on it, he would surely win the war. More than that, he'd be untouchable.
You mentioned shards. Are there multiple epochs?
Just one. Each shard is part of the whole. We keep them separated for protection. This responsibility makes the Keepers what we are.
And how many shards are with you?
Two of them. The one I keep with me and the one from the vault. The third should be back at camp by now.
The Hailbarayan champion should return with it soon.
Lena sent him after it. Alone. No. There's no time.
Carrying multiple. Isn't that dangerous?
The alternative would be to leave one with Lena, drawing the Ostrix's attention to her. No, Oh, I could not let that happen.
Well, now.
Now, I find a new course of action. Take the Epoch somewhere Raya can't reach. Which, speaking of, let's head back to camp. I must reach Lena at once.
Certainly. Let's get going.
I must remind myself to find suitable provisions for Emberwing. Prey in this area upset a Drake's stomach. Balroth in particular. Could I would simply feed him soldiers that question our bond. I admit, I have a bias for the creature. He's strong and more reliable than half those under my command. Plus, we have both been marred by flames. While my wounds showed me the path to the Epoch, his granted ascendance. Emberwing was raised from his draconic form, reforged in Raya's image. I may not be able to take flight, but with Emberwing's aid, I can once again feel the wind. Oh, how I've missed the limitless blue.
My controller stopped working. Yeah, so I don't understand why it was that this wasn't coming up before. This is usually what I do. Like I go to the thing, click on that, then I click on the one that is important to me, see where it is on the map, and then pick my waypoint based on what's closest to that. So, not sure why that UI element wasn't happening before.
Eterra's blessing. Prayers be with you.
Okay. Let's see what this scene is for once. I'll be honest, every time I've done this in the past, it's been nonsense. I've never understood what was actually happening.
He's back. And it's all thanks to you. He's been quiet since he returned. If you could speak with him, I'd be grateful. Then we can begin our talks.
Will do.
You're back.
What now?
Now, we must protect the Epoch. Find a way so Raya won't get to them.
Does he know about their power?
Not fully. Eterra left their secrets to us and to us alone.
What's your plan?
I have, ideas. Though Lena will disagree. Well, we are keepers after all. Protectors of Eterra's past. Collectors of lost history.
Sound almost sad.
Do you think we've made a mistake?
Pardon?
Going through the motions. Keeping the shards hidden, it's all been ritual. I feel as though drastic times are upon us.
Might be time, yes.
Now, you know about them too. Fate has already shown its hand. I apologize. You might become part of something greater.
What do you mean?
I only have 2 shards, but that's enough. I'll keep them safe. Lena, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry to you too. This is what's best for us all. With the Epoch's power, I'll finally be able to...
Okay. So he did it on purpose. I understand now. And every time I've ever done that part, I've always just skipped through it. So like when my assumption had been that like the shards like resonated with the main character or something, and then just caused you to get shifted to to this era. But it was intentional. The shard. It appears to be one of the shards of the epoch that Balthus had. It looks like it has only been here as long as you have. Balthus and the other shard are nowhere in sight. Take the shard of the epoch. I've explored my surroundings. Hello there, monster.
What is this place? I don't seem to have gone far, but everything looks so different. Is there anyone here?
Oh. You there. What are you doing so far from the refuge? You. Yes, you. Why are you here? Where's here? Don't play dumb. Only rangers and elders are allowed out here. Everyone knows that. You don't look like a cultist. Cultist? What are you talking about? The way void leeches off them. My scrying runes would be going off the second I saw you. That's not to say there aren't any cultists nearby. So let's both be careful. Come, I'll take you back to the last refuge. The void? What are you talking about? Are you well in the head? Look around you. Dark tar that consumes everything around us. The void. Lost Refuge is the only place to steer clear of it. If you're not from there, then let's hope the elders don't find any corruption on you, eh? Okay.
They won't forget that.
Yes. Alright. Let me check something. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing... Oh yeah, I think gameplay. Here we go.
What?
Something terrible has happened in the last refuge. The walls have collapsed. The water is rushing in. Did my best to guard the people out. There's so many trapped back there.
Who are you?
Oh, a named character. I remember there being a named character out here before. Those things erupting from the walls. Falling from the darkness. What things? The void. The creatures that tear their way out of the darkness. They weren't killing the people, they were consuming them, changing them. My neighbors, my friends, I saw them. They oozed out from their clothes. I can't stop picturing it. Should rest.
Where are you going?
Terra watch over you.
You there, I don't recognize you. I'm no cultist. I'm no cultist, if that's what you're thinking. I'll admit, I was. Still, you have a presence about you. As if, You have a shard on you. How'd you know? I will get to the bottom of how and why you have it later. What's important is that we present this to the council immediately. Whether our walls have fallen or by a shard misplaced, or you're simply the foretold holder we've heard so much about, we must find out. Foretold holder? Yes, it's a long story. But now, find the guard Captain Bravon in the city. You will ensure you're presented to the rest of the elders. The elders? Who are they? You're really not from around here. We uphold the council, the leadership of the last refuge. Why don't you take it to him? Well, I'm in no shape to go back there. I do not want to face the void along the way. Anyways, enough talk. Get to the council chambers at once.
Gods. Who are you?
Last refuge is falling. Falling? How? If we're forced to go to the surface, we'll all die. Our home. Humanity's last city. Not if I can help it.
What?
Hear, hear. The end times have begun. No use now. We will be forced to follow the ways of the dead gods, straight into Emperor's oblivion. Dead gods? Emperor? Yes. Void has come to rejoin us in oblivion. The terrors left us. Gods were consumed. Even the immortal Emperor himself disappeared. Now the void has come to consume what remains. You speak nonsense.
Not happening.
We have entered the last refuge. Overheard your conversation with Elder Bourbon. Looks like you'll be heading to the council chambers. Take good care of you. Not coming with? I've still got stuff to do outside. Don't worry. The last refuge is a haven. We would not have lasted if not for the council. Thanks.
Yes?
You there. If you're not fighting off the void, you need to go back to the surface. Last refuge is falling. I need to get to the council chambers. What? But the council chambers are at the city center. I must do this, please. No, don't get in my way. That's what Gunnar Sharp would say. Very well. Since you're heading out, I grow worried about Elder Ezra. Grow worried that Elder Ezra is trapped inside. If you find him, try taking him with you. He's persistent, but overestimates himself. Except... You guys take 6 hits with this skill. Yeah. Yeah, so Minimus. Like back in the original Kickstarter demo, like there was a dog that would appear in the camp, like when you first got to like the first camp in the demo. There was always a dog there named Maximus. And Maximus would go and help you out in the field. So Minimus is a reference to Maximus. You fought them off? It's too late for me, but there's others trapped in the outskirts. Please, help them to evacuate the council chambers. I'll help them. Thank you. Wick and the rest of my regiment are trapped just past the bridge ahead. We tried to save Grund, but he's still defending his damn beasts. Elder Mossburn was escorting a group as well. They got separated from us. Once you found them, find Captain Leor in the council chambers. As for me, Captain Bravon will take care of Minimus, even if he has to drag the mutt away from my body. You what? Oh, okay. It's just because this part's going to take a minute. Let me go and reset the recording real quick. And we're back. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think it's about the same. Yeah. Yeah, so 6 hits either way.
Yes?
By the gods. We have to get out of here.
Gods be
Try not
with
to
you.
hurt yourself.
The void is tearing the last refuge apart. Tried fleeing, but this destruction has turned this place into a maze. I've doomed the people who trusted me to lead them out. I've cleared a path. Flee. What? You have my thanks. Quickly, let's leave this place.
Stay safe.
You there. I don't know who you are, but I'll say you can fight. Get to the council chambers and ask for aid as soon as you can. Here to relay orders to evacuate. Get out of here.
Farewell. Where are you going?
Oh, they just burst through the walls. Enter the city. The last refuge is being overrun.
Gods. What brings you here?
All these creatures, they're slaughtering my beasts and driving them mad. Clear the path. Get out of here.
Eterra's grace be with you.
Might have to drop something. Might have to drop something.
Oh, there it is. Bastards. Stop dropping stuff with my mods on them. Okay. Put my first point into Death's Imprint. And so this effect is actually much cooler now. Like, the way that used to happen was very lame. They put a lot of effort into, like, making them transition into the void actually look like really cool.
Might have to drop something.
right behind you.
Might have to drop something.
Hey, bosses drop loot now. Cool. Yeah, there was a very long period where, when I say long period, I'm talking including just before 1.0 launched, where like all of the like almost all of the story bosses didn't drop loot. The thing that I dropped. Must have been that. Alright. We have made it to the chamber. I'm not going to finish any of this. Where we're going to call it. The next time we'll pick up right from here, grab all the quests, then finish up moving through, I think, chapter 2. Yeah, chapter 2. Go and put stuff away. Okay.
Yes?
It only costs 26. Set up.
Follow your feet.
Our point. I mean, actually, if we were to no. I'll still hold it off for next time. So currently we are doing okay with our skill investments. At the moment, we're obviously quite far away from any meaningful progression, but you know, we're making progress in small ways. Yeah, like I said, once we get to around level 18, like we should be at the point where they let us go and get our class upgrade. Like I'm sure there will probably be changes in the campaign on how that occurs from the last thing I did, but yeah, there's a little bridge thing here now. That it somehow that will go down so we can cross over to this thing. Cool. Yeah, that didn't used to be there. So they have been making changes. Love to see it. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks everybody for stopping by and checking out my Epoch playthrough. Enjoying it. Appreciate doing all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Next time, stay Victus, Vibes and Omaris, and bye.